Hey everyone, what's up? Yet another so-called bodybuilder has passed away at the age of 60. Not at the age of 30 or 40, but it's still very strange to die at the age of 60. It's a premature death. Of course, it's not that strange once you find out why he died, which is because of heart failure, and this is very common among these so-called bodybuilders, people who destroy their bodies. We're gonna review some videos about his death, see what people are saying. This is in no way to offend him or disrespect his death. Rest in peace.
We're going to start out with a non-Olympia story, a sad story. I'm sure a ton of...
This is what I find very strange about him, because clearly he didn't have a typical so-called bodybuilder physique whatsoever, even though he was on drugs. He had this huge gut that could be caused by a lot of drugs. A terrible diet also doesn't, of course, help, and 99% of bodybuilders have horrible diets. It makes you bloat. You will have a protruding gut, which is exactly what you see here. The growth hormones oftentimes also will of course make it worse. It's because the organs get bigger, there's no space anymore.
You guys are familiar with Big Lenny. He was a very interesting figure that kind of permeated the bodybuilding industry. I'm sure you've seen him in a lot of memes, better known as the Tom Platz of abs for his notoriously gigantic midsection. He was also one of the members...
Right. Very many bodybuilders have a big gut. Most of them do. Not this big though. It's really not aesthetic. Whatever the so-called opposite of aesthetic is, unattractive.
Of the Del Rey Misfits, a channel you guys might remember. He was in a bunch of videos with Jason Genova, another kind of bodybuilding.
Yeah, this is sad, really. His whole life kind of seemed sad, really. I don't know what happened to this guy that he went down this road.
So they had another mutual friend, I guess, actually go and check on him, because that friend hadn't heard from Lenny either, and they found out that he had passed away. So they don't know how long it had been that he had been passed away. I believe he said it was 2 weeks since he heard from Lenny last. And it's also a known thing that Lenny had congestive heart failure, so it could have been related to that, but it's Lenny. It really could have been anything. And it was reported today that he was passed away, but I don't think anybody knows for sure the exact day yet. It sounds like he may have been there for a while. And there's also been conflicting reports about...
What does he mean? That he was laying alone at home for 2 weeks? Or did I misunderstand that? Did he not have any friends? Family? No, I guess not.
How old Lenny was. A lot of people are saying he was 60. I've seen several people saying he was in his mid-50s. But the one thing we know from Lenny in watching his videos is that no matter what age he really was, he's 18 forever. So rest in...
Wait, what? Huh? I don't get it. Online it says that he was 60.
Peace to Big Lenny. I think the bodybuilding industry lost a true freak.
So we're all sitting here mourning the death of Big Lenny the last couple of days. And you know how they always say...
It sucks that somebody dies. If you know them, they are close to you, absolutely, no matter how they live their lives. But my only problem with this community of so-called bodybuilders is that they don't say that bodybuilding is bad for you, that it's actually body destruction, that people do it because of insecurities, usually their height and their face. They don't talk about what the drugs do to the bodies. They don't talk about how horrible the diets are, almost always. They don't really talk about any of the side effects. People just keep dying in their 30s, 40s, 50s. He was 60 supposedly. Still, as I said, very premature. And that's it. And he will just move on saying it was such a tragedy. We are so sad, which again, I understand. Yeah, especially if you knew the guy, that's all cool. But there's just nothing that you ever learn from these deaths. That's the biggest problem in this community.
You never speak ill of the dead. You never say things about them when they pass, negative things, right? Especially One day after somebody dies. That's unheard of, unspeakable. You don't do this, right? Well, it didn't even take a day.
To be fair, incredibly many people do that when they don't like somebody. Yeah.
For that asshole piece of shit Kali Muscle to run his fucking mouth. And I can't even put together the right words that I want to say to him. Because I always say, he's entertaining, he's funny, I never hold things against him, I troll him, but I never had a personal issue with the guy, right? But now let me show you what this piece of shit said.
Nigga, I'm about to get crazier, y'all, just to let you know. And man, I'm going crazy, bro. We don't know when this go in. I seen another one of my haters die. Big Lenny. You know what I mean? We don't know, bro. Life too short to be hating, bro. Big, yeah. Lenny, I was just talking about. Everybody, all of us gonna die, bro. What y'all thought? Y'all not gonna die? All of us gonna die. They act like they ain't gonna die. Ain't no rest in peace, Big Lenny. Fuck Big Lenny.
Fucking asshole.
Racist and talking death upon me.
Wait a second. Let's pause that a second. Racist. Lenny only dated black girls. That's all the girls that he was attracted to.
What does that have to do with anything? How is that in any way logical? There's just no connection.
And men that looked like women.
When a man wished death upon me and my family and
when did he wish death?
Playing with their health and they can eat anything they want, take all the steroids they want.
Oh.
You an idiot. That's like me. People are like, why you slim up? I'm like, okay, I can
So look what he's saying. Because he ate what he wanted and took steroids, also don't wish him peace in his death because of that. In the meantime, you asshole, what did you do in your life? You preached to people to eat ramen and junk food, right, to get big. How many kids ran around doing this dumb shit because of you? And you took steroids.
Yeah, it is very strange. Kali Muscle is known for the drugs that he was using because he was on so much gear. And his diet really was a joke and still is. It's different now. I reviewed one of his videos a while ago. His brain is also, whatever, not even going to talk about it.
Steroids too.
It's hella buff for no reason and been dead by now. You know what I mean?
I don't even have words anymore. It's extremely disrespectful to like a different kind of level. It was one day after Lenny died. One day. And this asshole couldn't keep his mouth shut and ran his mouth disrespecting somebody when they died.
Maybe he really did wish death upon his family. Why would you say that? Why would you make that up? It's possible.
I'm killing two birds with one stone, even though I'm out of the gym and I got the Ruby next year. I'm serious about that. Yes, Lee, congestive heart failure, which makes the left ventricle of my heart doesn't pump blood out as it properly should. I firmly believe that those heart ablation procedures I had caused this problem with the left ventricle. I really do.
He had procedures because of an irregular heartbeat. That could be caused by a lot, the drugs themselves, a mineral imbalance, who knows. Their bodies are so biochemically sick that it's really just a guessing game. And because of that, he had the congestive heart failure. These drugs also make your heart grow bigger than it's naturally supposed to be. You have a stretched out heart from the drugs alone. Then because of the stress, because your cardiac output increases and increases, your body can take it again, it stretches out the heart. They consume a lot of pasteurized dairy supplements. The calcium, of course, ends up in the arteries because the body can't assimilate it. That could also be, of course, a problem. That's essentially atherosclerosis. That can also, of course, block the arteries and add to it. It could just be so much. It's just that when you live such an unnatural lifestyle and you eat so unnaturally, you have so much stress, you're on so many drugs, you can really just say that it's probably a combination of everything.
I'll probably come out at 300, 310, get a nice...
What does he mean, 300 pounds? Was he afraid that he's gonna lose weight or something after the hospital? Is that the mentality that they have, just thinking about the weight they will have lost once they get out? Yeah, it's very typical. That's actually a sign of body dysmorphia. It's when you're so obsessed with your weight and the way you look like that you're afraid to be losing any kind of weight. It's the same as people who are underweight. It's just the other way around. They just have, but it's just a different kind of body dysmorphia. Bigorexia, anorexia. At the end of the day, it's all kind of the same.
Discharge. Gene Lasker, I haven't eaten since 10 minutes ago. That's right, Joey. I look at it like...
He's still eating a lot in the hospital? Is that what he's saying? Because he ate 10 minutes ago, like he's eating all the time?
an oil change or a drainage. Do I think my brother finds PJ cute? It wouldn't surprise me. Not that big of a deal. It wouldn't surprise me. Life is very short. Good night.
Life is very short. We all die, but it doesn't have to be that short. As I said, dying at 60 is very strange, abnormal, unnatural. It shouldn't be like that whatsoever. Of course, you can always die from some kind of accident. That can happen in nature also. You can die at whatever age. People die at any age. But to die because of your heart giving up, or there being a blockage, whatever the case, it doesn't really matter, because of something so unnatural, that should not be the case. Life can be short, but it can also be relatively long. It's like these people kind of just live thinking that dying prematurely is normal. That's why also the whole community doesn't really say much about it. They don't really talk about 60 being an abnormal age to die at. I haven't seen anybody say that. I also checked out some other videos, but there's just nothing about it. It's kind of as if they all are already mentally prepared to die prematurely.
It didn't matter if he lived in a rundown apartment filled with roaches and dirt and mold. Each day, he had a smile on his face, and each day he found a way to make himself happy. It didn't matter.
You can't really find any footage of him having a smile on his face. Also, why would you destroy yourself so severely if you're happy and healthy? That doesn't make any sense what you're saying.
Or if he was in that apartment or on a sidewalk with no money, each day he had that same energy and that same smile on his face, living each day to the fullest. So if there's something...
How was he living his life to the fullest? As far as I understand, he was pretty much alone in the end. Correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I understood, he doesn't have a family. It's a pretty tragic death, really. I don't think that anybody wants to die like that, or also from that. It's just an abnormal death altogether. I don't get why this guy is... Yeah, it's as if he's protecting him. Again, I get it, if you were close to him and everything. Yeah, I totally get it, but to say that he was happy even though he was destroying his body with drugs and then died because of that in the end, he was living a self-destructive life, that doesn't make any sense.
That we can all take from him is that we have to take each day, live it to the fullest, and be happy, because you never...
Yes, but that's exactly what he didn't do. A human being who lives to his fullest and is happy doesn't destroy himself. He doesn't use drugs or anything of that sort. He also tries to eat as good as possible. We're gonna look in the end here also what he ate. It's just very illogical to say that he was living his life to the fullest, even though it seems like he was doing the so-called opposite of that.
Know what day is your time. And I want to send my regards to all his fans. He was well loved in the fitness industry for so many years. He's a staple of the fitness industry, and he's another one that we have lost too early. And I want to also send my regards to his family, his loved ones, the Delray Misfits. And this is a really hard video. This is something that I know in my life.
Yeah, okay, and then it's understandable, but shouldn't you be the one who tells everybody now that you lost him because of his lifestyle? No, you don't, because you're pretty much living the same kind of life as he did. Maybe you looked up to him. Maybe he wasn't only your friend. And that's the biggest problem here. if somebody close to you dies because of an unhealthy lifestyle, shouldn't you be the one who warns everybody about it? This is the biggest problem with this community. And once the next one dies, again, they will not learn anything until he himself dies, and they will just all die. And it's as if nobody learns anything from these devs. That's just craziness. That's actually craziness by definition.
Respected, and again, I'm forever grateful to him because he gave me a chance when many people would have said no. So rest in peace, Big Lenny.
There's another video which was posted by the Del Rey Misfits. You can see what he was eating. Yeah, it's only one meal, but still.
Rub one of the pieces.
Just the bread, probably covered in seed oils.
Is it toast with your ass?
I love it.
I want some of your ass juice. On my bread.
When you combine this kind of a meal with the drugs and the stress from working out, yeah, it's exactly what you should expect. Absolutely nothing else. If you live like that, you should not expect to live past the age of 60. That's pretty much the maximum age that you will reach. Here are the comments below the video. Lenny's autopsy reveal he is still bigger and harder than Dale. Chance, I don't know who that is, will ever be. What do they mean by that? Because the heart was so big, or I really don't know what they mean. Yeah, just pretty much what you would expect. Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace, of course, yeah, but dying early so you don't keep your mom waiting in heaven too long is the freakiest non-cookie cutter move ever. As I was expecting, you're not gonna see any comments here saying that we should learn from it. Let's just stop this so that we all also don't die so early. Just nothing. It's kind of like a self-destruction cult, really. My wife passed away a couple months ago. She was my best friend. I had been watching all videos. The Misfits to help with the sadness and depression that I'm experiencing. Then I found Big Lenny passed away. Thank you for all the loves. You will be sorely missed. It's a thumbnail of a guy who was working out. Big John. Big Lenny and Big John. And then you learn nothing. And then he will pass away. And let's assume that he has children, then the children will be sad. Because they're not learning anything from any of this. It's just like one of the weirdest cults out there. What else can you say to any of this? They are clearly not learning from any of these devs. Some may even believe that dying at 60 is okay. I wouldn't be surprised. But even the guys who die in their 30s and 40s are really just forgotten after a few weeks, and they just keep continuing lifting metal up and down for no reason, really stressing their bodies, especially their hearts. The heart gets bigger and bigger. You keep stretching it out because you're doing cardio, which most of them don't even understand. You use up your heartbeats. You only have that many. You keep reducing your lifespan. You eat horrible diets, keep using drugs, because naturally with those kind of diets, you would not be producing almost any testosterone. But of course, because of the drugs, it's no problem, so to speak. Then you use other drugs to fight the side effects of those drugs. And then in the end, your body can't deal with it and you experience heart failure. It's the most common cause of death among these people. And they just keep saying, rest in peace. He was such a great guy, which might as well be the case. I totally get that, if you were close to him especially. I totally get why you're sad about his death. I'm not in any way saying anything against that. My overall point is that nobody's learning from these deaths. If somebody close to you dies and you learn why they died, shouldn't you then stop promoting his cause of death, essentially? Because that's what you're doing. If you keep promoting the same kind of lifestyle, if somebody close to me would die from something, then I would make a video saying, wow, it was actually wrong, this kind of a lifestyle. The drugs, the diet, the stress, it was all bad for you. Now I lost a loved one. I don't want it to happen again to anybody or to me. I don't want my children to go through the same pain as the pain that I had to go through when somebody close to me died. This should kind of click in your head, but nothing is clicking for these people. I don't know how many deaths it will take for this to stop. Thanks for watching.